entitlements. He said if the Republicans were, if the Democrats were in office, he'd have to give up his. I guess it was the reverse. He'd have to give up his entitlements, or he'd have to go back to work. Now,
but if the guy wants to be part of the conversation, he's got to put up his call sign. I didn't hear his call sign.
Where's Obama?
The station that was talking about he doesn't want to give up, he doesn't want to become a Republican because he doesn't want to give up his entitlements. Could you kindly give your call sign?
That was your station. That was Alvin or whatever you were talking to. That was him.
No. You mixed them up. You crossed the wires. That guy Aline, and it's not Alvin, it's Aline. He's from the Caribbean, by the way. He's just checking in to say hello, and he's going Mobile soon. That guy. And then somebody else was talking in there. Maybe it's up here in the New Jersey, New York area. And he made that statement about, and then you got engaged with him, but I never heard his call sign.
I'm not going to use anybody that doesn't have a call sign. If you're going to play that game, you're asking for trouble.
Yeah, that's an improvement.
Well, forget it. I mean, if somebody wants to come on without a call sign, they're not going to be acknowledged by me.
I don't have to say your call sign, like you pointed out, Whit. I don't have to say your call sign is Stanley's call sign unless I'm directing something directly to you by call sign, or I can use your name as long as I put my call sign out.
The only call sign the FCC wants you to give is your own, and the rest are sort of optional.
Who's got it next? Is there up for grabs? Go ahead. Who's on first?
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, I've heard QSOs where these old men are on there. There was an old geezer and another guy on here one Sunday morning. I think it was about 3 or 4 months ago. I couldn't believe it. They fought to get this frequency, and then they complained, and one even claimed to have a beam. And then most of their QSO, I was timing it. They gave their call and the call they were talking to at the beginning, at the end, and there were short transmissions. I mean, a good half of their QSO was just in giving call signs back and forth to each other. I honestly wonder what drives these people. Are they insane, or are they senile, or what drives these people?
Senile.
Well, I honestly think amateur radio operators, for the most part, they don't listen to themselves. I mean, if they did, you bring somebody from the outside that listens. Now, this K1LEM character, people love to hate this guy. But you know what? He is a good-looking dude, and I saw a picture of him. He's about my age. Of course, he's better looking than I am. But he has all these semi-critical amateur radio things that he puts up because he likes attention. Bert likes attention. Bert K1LEM, he likes attention. But he still goes to Hamfest. I mean, if he did not still enjoy his amateur radio hobby, why did he just buy himself an expensive Flex? I mean, he's in there giving criticisms, and then you'll go to some of his more critical pieces on YouTube, and I mean, he just gets torn apart. I would just go with the flow with Bert K1LEM because, quite frankly, if he was trying to tear amateur radio apart, he wouldn't own any equipment, or it would all be dusty, and he wouldn't go to Hamfest, and he wouldn't be trying to initiate children into the hobby, my God in heaven, that kind of thing, and he wouldn't be showing you old DX40s. He's got one up there that I sort of like. He's got an old DX40 that he claims was his first transmitter. He's got it hooked up to a light bulb, and he's sort of tongue-in-cheek. But now, Stanley, I have one thing to say to you before we leave today, and I hope you don't misconstrue this.
Please.
I was reading about the early signs of Alzheimer's disease because we know that Alzheimer's is something that can strike people.
Are you talking about Alzheimer's disease or Alzheimer's disease?
Not what it used to be.
Peter, I'll be back in a little while. A2HL. I got to do something. Okay, Howard, so you see how this progresses, my friend. Sometimes it's normal, sometimes it's abnormal. Your signal came up nice. KC2QAM. Thank you.
Early Alzheimer's, if you go on and you look on the internet, one of the things is the inability to assess somebody kidding you. The inability to assess
it's the only entertainment spot on amateur radio. The sense of legality and the First Amendment right. 73 for now. KC2QAM.
You might want want to be checked out just to be sure you haven't got early Alzheimer's. And I certainly would suggest everyone AAT do it. And people would say, you think I'm crazy? No, I'm trying to be your best friend. Many of these people, Dan, like,
don't run away. Don't run away. K2QLEM, good morning.
As crazy as you are, but she might be. I mean, after all, she is staying with you and so forth, to the end of, your marital life. So how crazy she is, I don't know. You never put her on the mic. She's probably about as crazy as you are. To be honest with you, you probably are two crazy old bats. But that's that's fine. I mean, bats have a place in society as well. So don't think I'm criticizing. I'm just saying I don't believe you can tell over the air when somebody's tongue-in-cheek, and as a result of that, it could be that that's something that you just naturally come by, but it could also be the onset of early neural degeneration in your head. So you might want to be checked out by your physician. Give you the memory test, the scissors. He's going to show you a bunch of things like the scissors and I don't know, different things. And I know what you do.
Yeah, you use the scissors and you hit them in the head. You stab them
Bible there. It will say, all I saw on the whole page was the Bible.
Hey, I got the scissors in my hand.
You didn't see the eyeglasses. You didn't see the bowl of cereal. No, all I saw was the Bible. That's all I have to see, buddy. And there's something you're not saying. Anyway, Stanley, I'm not trying to criticize you. I'm just saying, get your
folks. This is the theatrical part of the program. KDAIU, KC2QLEM. Stanley, I'm going to clear for a few seconds, a few minutes. I got to recharge my coffee and come back, and I'm sure that this will still be going on when I return. So I'll be back.
I figured it wasn't recognized or wasn't heard.
Don't expect courtesy here. You're not going to get it.
I guess I'll be back. So I've completed my task.
Well, Tom, don't expect courtesy here because you'll wait a long time. You're not going to get it.
Did you wash your hands?
Good morning, Tom. KC2QLEM. How you doing?
Courteousness here.
I'm doing fine. How you doing, Rocky?
Oh, well. Yeah, good morning, man. I'm glad. I'm sorry I didn't have that scheduled. I was out shopping. I sent you an email. It was early in the morning, and that idiot from Indiana was on here, so I wanted to go on our frequency. But you obviously were at the farm, and when you came back, you sent me an email.
Are you just plain stupid?
We had crossed in the mail, so to speak, because I'd gone out shopping, and then I saw it, and I saw the date stamp on your email, and I knew that you'd come in about 4 or 5 hours too late to be able to show up on our frequency. But anyway, we appreciate your RSVP there to the email, Tom. Go ahead.
Wait a second, that idiot in Indiana's the racist coordinator. Oh my, I can't take anymore.
Over the weekend, so I'm working down at the 12 acres, and that's on the lake, so
we're working in the right field
of the farm. 313. And even today, I know it's going to be flooded down there, and I've been working from the good area
I've been
down
working
into
on
the lowest part of the vineyard. Knee boots. I know it sounds crazy, but
what's going on here with the
drive me crazy.
While I've been working on the railroad.
I'll kind of be sad when it goes. There's a lot of animals and stuff I like watching, and be out there in the wilderness. I'm real close to the water. And you get to see all sorts of animals, wildlife, ducks, turkeys, geese, deer, fox. It's everything. It's amazing right out the back door.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's cool. I figure you're an early morning one.
Everything is so amazing.
By the time I got settled in, I didn't do the early morning shift. So
I was talking to Stan for quite a while, but
maybe we do some 40 meters in the afternoon and see how that works. But
not too many.
Anyhow, I don't want to interrupt, so let the ruckus continue.
I don't want to interrupt, but I am.
No, this is just normal human conversation, Tom. You have to get your mind into position for this little game of kingpins we play here. But Yeah, I mean, it's nice just to just stop by, and nobody's trying to knock you down.
Are there any more Republicans that want to join in the fray, none of which will be elected?
Or anything like that, so don't get that kind of paranoia.
Wasting our time.
Danny is good at that.
Oh, you're trivia about trivia.
On the frequency. But Stan, I've come to the conclusion you're not, I don't know if you have early Alzheimer's or not, and I'll tell you why I don't know. Because I didn't know you previously. I haven't known you long enough. I didn't know you prior to...
Well, what that was, old man, was a trial period, and they failed miserably. They had so many promises, and they didn't keep one, so they will not be reelected. No Republican will be elected to anything significant, you jackass.
Another wishful thinking. The first step to a help for Alzheimer's, Stan, is admitting you might have it. Story.
Weren't you the ones that said Obama didn't stand a chance? And that he would not be reelected?
Now the people know
they made a mistake. They'll make up for it next time. This K1LEM mistake. He was the only candidate available that was any good at all, that had any chance. Evil mouth, okay, to if all coming out now, and then it seems I lose my house. So
second term is
so all you have is this when I get $10 trillion deficit allegations, I'm going to knock it back down.
Not an allegation. I said go to your physician and find out. I didn't say you had it. I said you might have it.
No, so that's who's running the Congress and the Senate, asshole. K1LEM.
I didn't say you had it, Stanley. I said you might have it.
On the frequency, by the way, this is not your head is so far up your ass you don't even hear anything. It makes it very clear. That's where that Obamacare plan came in. It just destroyed where the deficit and they get to leave when they're done with it. That's exactly where it all ended. Very good. And we will consider the fact that Reagan was one of the worst presidents ever. So anyway, Dwight Eisenhower and Reagan were two of the best presidents ever lived. Progress on the part of see, you're doing the same thing that all you Republicans do. You talk up your ass and then want the rest of the world to believe it. LEM. He's now all of a sudden moved from an absolute cool slander assertion that I have Alzheimer's.
No, I never asserted that you absolutely had it. I have no way of knowing that, Stanley. If you listened, you would have heard that. I said I think you should be checked out before.
He was Secretary of State. What did he ever accomplish? So very good, my friend. Doing what I do.
He said he has box. Talking so fast, the guy never had a chance to kick out.
He never did things. This woman wants to run for president. These racketeers you want to put in the White House now?
Stan, slow down so your boss gets a chance to kick out, okay?
At least she didn't start 2 wars. Gave up on us. I can't believe him. No, she voted for the war, the Iraqi war, you dummy. That has nothing to do with it. It was a big Republican asshole. Let me think. Bush that had 2 big wars, and we're still paying for them. Bring this you guys got to stop blaming Bush. You had this asshole in office for 6.5 years, and all he's done is run the deficit up to $18 trillion. He's done absolutely nothing except run this country into a drought. 92 million people unemployed. Half the country's on food stamps, an increase of 35%. Get your figures straight, will you? You know, your head is so far up your ass, you don't realize that the billionaires are running this country.
The problem with this, Stan, is he's outgassing time for him.
Kennedy, all of us are also rich, and you know, you got a rich man in the White House, you asshole. Obama's had a rich man. They're all been rich, for Christ's sake. They're all into the stock market. What do you think is doing so good? He bailed out the stock market.
Relativity of Stanley
dividends. Obama, they're all loaded. You're stupid. You know that? That's the only word I can think of. You're so ignorant. It's disgusting. He doesn't know everything. You liberals don't know what the hell you're talking about. You try to make it look everybody else like they're dumb. You try to talk them down.
can't quantify it exactly.
That's why this country's in the trouble it's in. And for Christ's sake, look what's happening overseas, too. It's all out of control. This guy does not know what to do. They're going to get somebody in there previous military service. Then they can call that person Alzheimer's. This guy does less than 2 years in the Senate when he got in. For Christ's sake, the new military experience. Fuck, he wasn't even U.S.
Give you with a memory test.
Oh, brother, you're still going with that horse shit? You are stupid.
Because, I'm being kind to you, trying to suggest.
You're trying to put this in for Christ's sake. All dirt, man, racketeers, you name it. I don't know if I identified or not. You're lucky you got a Democratic Attorney General in there, Democratic administration. She'd already been indicted for crying out loud. They always got the protection in place when they run somebody like this. So they're not indicted or arrested. I mean, these people are sick. Don't you see that? That's how sick you become. I think it's become a nation of drugs. That's the problem with this guy. You're part of it. You're the result of it.
Anything coming on in that area.
That's what I think of your speech, moron.
I could show you my medical records, which
you use the words like that. You can't remember if I gave him a call for it or not. The whole nation's become dumbed down. They don't know what the hell they're voting for. Some of you have trouble naming the president of the United States. They don't even know who their first president was. They don't know who Washington was. They don't want the goddamn liberals don't want them. Okay, they didn't know the U.S. history and where it all started, how important it is. It just goes on and on. You're trying to dumb down the nation. It's working. It's working. And now you're afraid you're going to lose the next election. You bombard the borders with illegal aliens. And you want to give them driver's licenses. Jerry Brown wants to license 1.5 million to get them to vote. That's the idea that they want to get. To take over Texas. To see that they get those electoral votes in Texas. It's all over for the Republicans. We're going to end up a third world nation before you know it. All because you want the vote.
I just suggested, Stan.
Speaking of being dumb down,
you take offense at somebody that says get your blood checked or get your prostate looked at or PSA. No, but I come out and I suggest, based on my informal observation, that you might have early Alzheimer's disease, and I'm a bad guy for asking you to check out for that. No, I'm actually your friend by asking you to get that done, and we're going to take you on value to check out for twice a year.
Don't believe it when you hear it.
Oh, wow.
That's good news, Stanley. That's good news.
Well, that's good advice, because I won't believe a damn thing you say.
So I'll put it in my book, Stan. Stan has got a clean bill of health for Alzheimer's. Okay. Well, that eliminates Alzheimer's. There must be something else going on, Stan.
You're good at it. Slinging the old bullshit.
You find me,
you're all top haters. You're all
I don't know. I'm not a doctor or psychiatrist on the air, Stanley.
You wouldn't be in the radio right now.
Psychiatry.
They have to be basically
military all watered down. Nobody respects us around the world. They're not afraid of us anymore. That's why China protects more and more territory. The Russians continue to do what they do. They don't want to Obama.
And you're at a prime stage where it could have you could have early
realize how broken down we've become.
Okay, cool. I'm just going to put that in my book.
Well, they haven't confused with being a Republican, the warmongers. How many guns do you have?
I think I've said enough about that. Even the federal government protects my medical information.
I have 16 guns, and I'm so proud of it. And I'll bet during the 2000 changeover from 1999, you probably had some kind of a bomb center that you were worried about. Oh, the world's coming to an end, so I better get into my shelter.
Now, you may see that happen yet. I mean, with the way it's
loaded up with abuse.
The United States, like you say, eventually we'll have those long-range missiles, the way Obama's going, and
believe me, these terrorist countries, when they do get their hands on them, they will use them. Data archiving, I don't have to even start there. I can start with somebody breaking your home. What do you think? That's what you need this. This is what you need, this type of scare. Somebody breaking into your house. I've been attempting to do that. I've been told realizing I haven't got a gun. I haven't got a weapon. You have to run it, you're going to realize what an asshole you were for fighting against guns. For ID. My W1IT that I've been on there too long so that he can have his 20 minutes.
Yeah, funny.
He talks 20 minutes. K1LEM, the former W1IT. The next day they find him laying in his bed, house robbed, and I don't know if you're married or not. They find an axe in his head, and the house is totally robbed. That's an improvement here. So, of course,
when you did realize somebody was in the house, had broken into the house, you were wishing you had it.
You're doing it. So,
I have no...
I wish I had a gun to shoot you.
You want to do it.
That is a threat, and I wonder where the OOs are right now listening to this and trying to do a triangulation on the station that just made the threat and didn't give us call sign. KC2QYM.
I want to shoot you, you big bad bastard.
Well, if you're that crazy, sir, I suggest you look me up and come on and take a visit. You're land prepared for any intruder.
You sound like another Republican. My hands are dirty from you.
Hitting the Palomino bone.
That's what's wrong for the Democratic Party. That's why we're in trouble with it.
All these bastards on the frequency. Let's clear it up.
Not beating the old Palomino. Yeah, that station out there that made two threats, one to me and one to the other station, that's a threat. Now, that's a federal offense, using the radio to make a light threat to somebody else. You can watch yourself because your voice print is out there, and you just basically crossed the line with that threat.
I want you dead tomorrow.
A witty guy who's very knowledgeable.
There's the sickness in the society that the other gentleman was pointing out.
Demeanor that you don't want evidence.
Demented. And Whit points out very strongly that amateur radio was got down the tube. Perhaps it was always filled with crazies, but when somebody makes a threat like this on the frequency, as that station just did, he basically has crossed the line of all the other argumentative rhetoric that we pursue here on this frequency in the morning, and then that's the line has been crossed. So I just want to point that out for anybody recording this, that the other unrecognized, unidentified station made a threat, and anybody that may be recording it, including Stanley, actually has the guy's voice print at this point. This is KC2QYM.
W1IT.
Put a good label.
We don't have that yet in the radio.
There's plenty of empirical evidence of that. Not only on my paper,
and then I can hear you, Peter.
Oh, we're triangulating this guy. I've heard that horseshit before.